Hey guys, it's Rodimus Primal and I'm back with another video, and with Spider-Man Homecoming arriving in theaters this weekend, I figured it was a good time to take the old webhead back to the 16-bit days with Spider-Man for the Sega Genesis. Also known by its alternate title, Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin, the game was released on Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive for those outside of the US, in 1991, and was developed by Technopop. There are simpler versions of this game for the Sega Master System and Game Gear, as well as an enhanced version for the Sega CD, but for the most part, many people fondly remember this version of the game, for better or worse. The story is a simple plot of Kingpin planning to destroy the city and frame Spider-Man, and he eventually kidnaps Mary Jane as well. Along the way, you face off against many classic Spidey villains as well. It's kind of funny to see Spidey face Sandman and Venom at the same time 16 years before Spider-Man 3. At least there's no emo Peter Parker giving a cringeworthy dance. The graphics are actually pretty good for a game of its time, all things considered. While Spider-Man and the bosses are colorful, the common enemies look dull and repeat frequently. The music sounds a lot like a John Carpenter movie soundtrack using the console's sound engine, which is great for the time, but it's not anything that will get stuck in your head like a Capcom game soundtrack will. However, the sound effects are terrible and almost ear-piercing. Some of them don't even sound like what they should. Was that a dog barking? Unless you really like the soundtrack, I don't recommend playing the game with the sound on. Your ears will thank you later. The game is a simple yet challenging platformer. You can climb, swing, and jump your way across various locations to face off against your enemies. Because of the game's plot that Kingpin is trying to frame Spider-Man, you can take pictures of various enemies to prove your innocence. This yields to money at the end of the stage, which you can use to refill your web fluid. You can also return to your apartment to refill your life, and believe me, you will need it because the game doesn't replenish your health at the end of each stage. For the most part, the bosses have a simple pattern to beat them once you learn it, which is good because you may find yourself losing to them the first time around. The final boss, the Kingpin, is rather difficult though. You have to beat him in time to save Mary Jane from dropping into a vat of acid. Doing so gives you the good ending, but if you lose... This reminds me of Revenge of the Shinobi's last boss, where you have to save the girl from the collapsing ceiling. If you have the patience for it, the game is overall not that bad. There may be some frustrating points, but this was a decent attempt at capturing the wall crawler's adventures. Some may argue whether or not this or the PlayStation Spider-Man game is their favorite, but I say, why not both? I also would really like to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe's version of Spider-Man and the Kingpin actually clash, since he was a Spider-Man villain before he was a Daredevil villain. I hope you've enjoyed this game review. If so, like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and be sure to check out my other videos as well. I have more videos like this coming soon, so stay tuned. And as always, until next time.